This guy here, if you see, this guy in this minivan, he just threw this mattress off. He just dumped it. So the city dump is a half a mile away. There he goes, just doing the dumping thing. Threw these mattresses right here, and now it's the city's problem. It's a dumping street. People dump. Construction workers dump. You got to pay by weight when you throw out trash if you own a company. So a lot of people with this heavyweight trash, the bricks, the construction trash, they just dump it on these back streets here. Middle of the day, nobody saw them. I mean, middle of the day, everybody saw them. Nobody said anything. Nobody could do anything. Yeah. And what they'll do is they'll clean up areas. So this part was all probably filled with litter. And this was just cleaned up recently. They got some garages right here. That pisses me off. I didn't want to even start the video yet. Let me hit pause till I get to where I want to be. Here we are. Scanlon Playground in Kensington. It's 100 degrees today. And what we're doing is we're checking. I was checking to see if the pool was open in Kensington because it's a heat wave. It's not. I think there's like 60 pools in the city. And 4 of them remained open into September, which is, I don't remember any time the pools were open this late into the year. The kids are back into the school today. And I'm in the Kensington area. I want to see what it was like for the first day of school for the kids. It's an election year. Things magically get cleaned up around this time of year. And then the day after the election, it goes to shit again. This used to be the old Diamond Furniture. It used to be an old furniture store. Now it's condos, coffee shops. Look at the size of this coffee shop. Holy shit. That's a big coffee shop. And they're closed on Tuesdays. Here's Sherry's restaurant. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't know. I don't know the traffic pattern. They're doing this project. If you look above, they have this grate all the way down. And what they're doing is I think they're like sandblasting the L. And they're giving it... Oh, shit. And they're sandblasting the L. And they're giving it a new coat of paint. Oh, I'm in the way. We were driving in my car. Ever good. This guy is walking right into the traffic. Holy shit. My God, he's walking right into it. Nah. And the sad thing is there's many people that love them. They just can't get off the streets. Oh, you know what? I forgot. There's a pavement right here. Let's do the pavement. Yeah, that's the thing about these streets. You can't make people... I listen to a lot of old Howard Stern shows from 2008. And I used to, you used to think about Artie Lang getting sober. And, you think about it. He had a great job. He was doing everything he ever wanted. And he was still doing heroin. And the thing about drug addiction is you gotta want to get sober. You can't make somebody go to rehab and get them to get sober unless they want to get sober. And then, your family, There's people that watch the channel. They have family that live on these streets, and they come down here every so often and check on them. Man, it's kind of... Last time I was down here, it was pretty clean. They have loads of volunteers that come down these streets, and they clean up. I would say it happens at least once a week. People will come down, church groups, local organizations. They come up and sweep up this stuff. The city will come by every week or two and clean up. And it's just the people living on the streets, they don't give a shit. They just throw everything. It's not even the people living on the streets. It looks like the sandblasting. God damn, it is crazy today. I haven't been down here in a while. I was down here once. They were doing like a church festival. And so it was all full of like Christians, so it wasn't that bad. There were a bunch of people in this spot doing drugs. So yeah, this is the train station. This is where the kids who go to school, this is where they have to hop on the L. Man, this is crazy. Let me get the fuck out of here. Uh-oh. Wow. I'm getting the fuck out of here. This is Kellis's. This used to be a diner in the 90s. It was a Hell's Angels hangout for a while. Now they got people camped out. I never stand on this corner when I'm down here vlogging because usually there's a lot of drug dealers here. And today I can do that because they actually have cops standing here. So they'll just have cops in. This is smart, I guess. The drug dealers just moved somewhere else. Philadelphia's police commissioner resigned today. Or not, yeah, she resigned. I don't know how, but she got another job. Her name's Danielle Outlaw. And she was the police commissioner in Portland, Oregon. And then she became the police commissioner of Philadelphia. I'm wearing flip-flops, so I'm not fucking around on the Ave with all the needles and shit. And yeah, she stepped down today, and now she is going to be in charge of the security of the New York and New Jersey ports. And if you follow me on Twitter, sometimes I share some political comments on Twitter. And I'm going to tell you, I am terrified about the ports in New Jersey and New York. We really need to keep those fuckers secured. And I don't know how she keeps falling up into better jobs, but she does. There it is. The ice cream truck. Whoa. Thanks. Thank you. Isn't that a nice supportive message? This is my old grade school. I went to middle school here. This is Conwell Middle Magnet School. With some changes happened recently. This is I'm going to go far over here for you. This fence is new. The schoolyard used to always be open, and now it's secure. There's some encampments across the street that they've always been here. Kensington and Clearfield, there's always a bad encampment. Man, that's like the coolest ice cream song I've ever heard. Something they did recently, is they put this fence in front of the school. I think they did this at the end of last school year. And the reason why they did that is people were like just passing out on the steps of the school. People were pissing and shitting on the lawn. So now they have to lock up everything. There's a lot of buildings that lock up the front to prevent people from sleeping on the steps. Across the street, that used to be my grandmother's hairdressers. And when I went to school here, this was a penny candy store. Believe it or not, you used to buy Swedish fish. They were a penny a piece. And you would go to that corner store and buy them. There used to be a crossing guard here because this school has two buildings. There's a building 2 blocks that way that you would go for like art and home economics and all that stuff. And there was a crossing guard that stood there, and her whole job was to make sure we didn't go to the candy store. We stayed on school grounds. For a long time, this parking lot was open, and the entire parking lot back here there was encampments. So what they did is, look, now they have a cop just sitting here. By the way, the cop's sitting here doing absolutely nothing. Hello, sunshine. But maybe they're on break. You don't know. But so what they did is they had such a big encampment here. They had to kick everybody out, fence it in, and then everybody just moved a block down to Kensington and Clearfield. So I don't know who the police commissioner is now. I don't know if laws are changing, but it does seem like the police back here on this side across the street, I could never really just stop and film here, but there's usually a big encampment. But since they're doing the sandblasting project, I guess they kicked everybody out, moved them somewhere else. They're probably all at the park. Yeah, it's a bitch with the new traffic lanes. Got to kind of stay on the pavement. This is Needle Park across the street. Real name's McPherson Square. A lot of good memories as a child in this park. Used to go sledding in this park as a kid. I personally wouldn't let anybody sled down these hills. There are so many encampments. I wouldn't trust a sled covered with. I wouldn't trust the ground covered with snow. I wouldn't trust that to go sledding now because you never know what's on the ground in the parks. I'm going to check to see if there's any chickens on Somerset Street. I don't see any. Right here in this old church is a place called Prevention Point. This is where I go. I always carry Narcan in my. Yeah, we get it. We get it. We know. So I always carry Narcan, and I have a school bag that I carry my camera on, and I film. And in my school bag, I always carry Narcan with me, just in case I see somebody, you know, in bad shape that needs it. I think it's kind of. I've had to break it out. I think I've used it 3 times. Now this is the dirty bookstore that was on Kensington Ave, and there was some weird shit going on here for the past few months. There was an encampment, and I think like there still is. People shitting tires. It's a real mess here. A lot of cops patrolling the corner. I wonder if it's going to change because there's a new police commissioner. There used to be chickens in this lot. I don't see it. And here's the original, the OG. You know, for shits and gigs, let's play the chicken music. I don't think there's any chickens around here. A new house is built. This is a brand new property. This was a vacant lot. 2 years ago, there was a homeless community, about 30, 40 people, tents. And then they kicked out the homeless people. And then somebody was just throwing chickens in this lot. This is the Hollywood portion of Kensington. Oh, wow. Oh, no. This appliance store was used in the movie 12 Monkeys, Terry Gilliam film. This bar here was used in Rocky Balboa, Rocky 6. Rocky gripped up a guy on the wall. Right here was an old American flag. This restaurant just opened up, and it's a really a pretty famous Philadelphia chef who opened it up, and he's having problems because of the encampment over there. He's having problems getting his dumpster picked up at certain times of the day, and people, you know, like his dumpster won't, the people who work his dumpster won't come pick up. People who have to do other supplies, they're afraid to drop off supplies because they don't know what's going to happen to their equipment. My dad works for a cigarette wholesaler. And there was a time, a few years ago, his whole job, he would just sit in the car with the truck driver to make sure he didn't get robbed. Down this street, this is the street Rocky Balboa lived in for Rocky 1. There's a nice little community garden. A Tusculum Street. Oh, and there's also a community of homeless people. Look at this garden. Coming soon. Yeah, there's so much bullshit that goes on this street that there's some tourists looking at Rocky's house, but there's some crazy shit that happens on Tusculum Street. I once saw like a drug dealer throw a 10-speed bike at a guy high because he, you know, wouldn't give him his money. Man, it's nice. Look at that. Ain't that nice? Hashtag piss. All right, Lehigh Ave. Got to start making it back to Aramingo Ave. with this police commissioner stepping down, I expect there to be big changes coming to the city starting January. Remember, you heard it here first. It depends. But with her gone, maybe we'll get a police commissioner. Another thing is we have a district attorney that doesn't prosecute crimes, like non-violent crimes. So drug dealers kind of get a slap on the wrist. I know I was at a shooting the other day, last year, and damn, this mural is brand new. I'm talking, they were painting it earlier this summer. It's already fucked up. Hashtag piss. Man, hashtag piss. Adams Carpet Center. Used to be a big carpet place up here called Lomax. Lomax Carpet. Stenson's hats. If you ever had a Stenson hat, well, there was a time Stenson hats were made here in Kensington. There was a movie called Fighting Back. Kind of about like a vigilante fighting back. I never saw the movie, but I do remember them filming it, and they were filming it at McPherson Square. A lot of crack smoking going on today. A lot of crack smoking on the side of not these kids, but the guy back there. He was just big old crack. How you doing? You know what? Now is a perfect time. 100 degrees, 4 o'clock on a Tuesday. No better time like now to smoke crack. This used to be an old school. It's now a nursing home. They're doing that a lot. There's a Catholic school in Port Richmond, used to be Nativity, and now that's adult community center. Lots of cops today. I like it. I think times are changing. I gotta start going east. Oh, I can show you Rocky Balboa's house. We're on the same street. Now, I told you how my school had 2 buildings. Well, that school, Conwell, the school I showed you with the black fence in the front, that building is 2 blocks that way. 2 blocks right here this is called the Annex building of Conwell Middle Magnet School. Went here for 5th grade, home economics, shop class, art. (1903) this building was built. And right across the street, I'm not sure which one. Oh no. I'm pretty sure it's this house here. The one with the boarded up windows. That was where Rocky lived in Rocky Balboa. He had a house, and he ran the restaurant. Well, that's where he lived in Rocky Balboa. He then moved again for the Creed movies. And, you know, I never been to his Creed apartment. I never understood. There was one part in Rocky, like the Creed movies, like they made Rocky have cancer, and for some reason his son wouldn't visit him. I never understood the reason of that. And I just don't like the Creed universe. I like the Rocky universe. And if you live in Philadelphia, right? Especially if you live in, well, I don't know how people feel about Rocky now, but growing up, one of the proudest things about living in Philadelphia to me, and especially being a Kenzo, because I was born in this neighborhood, I was so proud that I lived in the same neighborhood as Rocky Balboa, who's not a real person, but I swear to God, I would bet you 30%, 40% of Philadelphians are like, yeah, Rocky's real. Oh, I can't believe people go in this store. I'm going to see if this is the worst smelling store of all time still. I went in here once and the place smelled... no, I'm not going in there. There's a cat. My friend Doug, that's his favorite store, Richmond and Emerald. Or not, Allegheny and Emerald. The Express One Food Mark. Used to be... I don't know, it used to be a gas station. Maybe it was gas station pumps here. And it smells... It smelled like used diapers in there. I was in there for about 20 minutes, and I got nauseous. I had to leave the store. I was going to vomit. Allegheny and Frankfurt. Yeah, so listen, if you like this video, please subscribe. I'm going to be dipping in Kensington just because of the election happening. I'm going to be doing it like maybe once every 2 weeks. Once every week. Just so I could document the changes during the election season. Usually on election day, it's pretty spotless in the neighborhood of Kensington. When we get to the other side of these tracks, I would say we're in Port Richmond. That's how I do it. This was a Dollar General that had to close down. They had all kinds of crazy shit. There's all types of encampments on the side of this building. The people who worked there had to clean up like human shit. Matter of fact, I think I see some, so I'm going to go this way. Try to avoid human feces. But yeah, they would have to, the people who worked there had to clean up. And the thing about, if you work at a Dollar General in Kensington, you still make $12 an hour or whatever the fuck it is they make at Dollar Generals in Jenkintown. So it's really crazy. I see right here. Willard Street. Matter of fact, this is the street, not here, but down near E Street. I lived in Kensington. I lived with my grandmother for a little bit on Willard Street. My dad, that's my grandmother's house. He was living on Willard Street. Well, listen, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up, and while you're at it, hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch. My merch, it's fire. Get yourself the Philly Captain for Mayor t-shirt. Why waste your vote on an asshole when you can waste your vote on this asshole? Ooh, excuse me. I have a Patreon. You sign up for Patreon, you get postcards, early previews. Oh, turning too soon. Come on, dickhead. Come on, dickhead. There you go. If you, I go live on YouTube every so often. If you want to have access to all my live streams, just click the join button. Sometimes I take them down. Sometimes I go on a rant about the police in the city and the police commissioner and the district attorney who doesn't prosecute crime and the mayor who doesn't care and the litter and the trash. You know, there's a whole thing. There's shit go. Oh, you know what this is? This might be a garage eviction. All right. Here's some bonus bullshit. If you ever hear me do the wrap up part, don't always. Some people sign off when I do the premieres. Just stick around. There's always some bonus bonus bullshit. Right down the street from here. Is this Ontario? No. There's a comic book store called Ontario Street Comics. If you're into comic books, check out that store. Guy who owns it, really nice guy. They filmed M. Night Shyamalan movies in there. Glass and Unbreakable, I think, were filmed. Hear a lot of police sirens. I see here's some more mattress dumping. I don't know. Maybe you can't have an open dump for everybody. And that at the beginning of this video, I showed a guy who had North Carolina plates. And the thing is, he can't use our city dump unless you have either, you got to show him ID. Sometimes you got to show him ID. It depends on the guy at the thing. And if you don't have Pennsylvania plates, they're definitely gonna check your ID. So what's he do? He just dumps the mattress in the street. That car over there stolen, had no plates, and the thing was the ignition was busted open. And we're getting into the Port Richmond area. It gets a little bit nicer. Actually, it gets a lot nicer in Port Richmond. You still got drips and drabs of bullshit. You still got people on drugs. You still got theft. People still break into your cars. I live in the neighborhood next to this neighborhood, so I'm 2 neighborhoods away from all the bullshit. And I deal with that bullshit. I think it's a city thing. Your car's going to get broken into. People are going to rummage around for change. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. If you know anybody who would enjoy this video, please share it with them or share the channel. I'm trying to get 40,000 subscribers by New Year's Day. I think I could do it. I'm going to try my best, and all I could do is that. Well, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll sail with you later. Doodles.